The following program is a paid presentation from the Hubbard Dianetics Foundation. Dianetics. You've heard about it. It's today's most popular and successful study of the mind. The book has been a bestseller in the United States for more than 4 decades. In fact, 1 in every 5 Americans has read the book. It's been translated into 22 languages and published in 60 countries. All over the world, people are attending Dianetics events and seminars to learn how they can forever change their lives. Dianetics has become a bestseller in China and Japan, and is now sweeping Russia. Today, there are over 1,000 Dianetics groups and organizations all over the world. Dianetics is today's most widely used and effective study of the mind. Millions of people, from Los Angeles to London, from Paris to Sydney, have learned and used Dianetics to improve their lives. In the following program, you'll learn what Dianetics is and how it can help you improve your life.
There's not a single area of my life that Dianetics hasn't touched on. There's not a single area of my life that Dianetics hasn't improved.
And by understanding the mind and how it works, I'm able now to deal with my children better, able to deal with my family better, and actually have a much happier life.
And I'm really, truly happy for the first time. And I wish somebody had given me the book Dianetics 10 years ago.
I now know where I'm going, I understand other people, and it's made a tremendous difference in my life.
Dianetics is absolutely the most important thing I've ever done in my life.
You can't even put a price on what Dianetics can do. It gave me back myself, and that's worth everything.
When I tried Dianetics, I was completely amazed. It really works. If you want to have a positive life, I strongly urge you to try Dianetics and use the techniques.
Dianetics is very fast, very powerful, and if you haven't tried it, then what you're missing out on is your own happiness.
Hello, my name is Michael Fairman. In the introduction to the book, Dianetics, L. Ron Hubbard says, "You are beginning an adventure. Treat it as an adventure, and may you never be the same again." Dianetics will conduct you on the most interesting adventure of your life, the adventure of you. What are your full potentials? What blocks that potential? What is it that makes your life negative, that makes relationships difficult? What keeps you from achieving what you want in life? I began the adventure of Dianetics 10 years ago. I read the book, tried it, and it worked. It changed my life for the better, and I discovered that I was not alone. Dianetics has done the same for millions of people around the world. In the next 30 minutes, you'll meet some of these people and hear their stories. And you'll also learn about L. Ron Hubbard's breakthroughs that provide the first real understanding of the mind and why people act the way they do. You'll discover where your problems, uncertainties, and negative emotions come from, and how you can handle them effectively and permanently with Dianetics. Have you ever wondered why you act irrationally? Why you can't shake off lingering emotions? Why you lose control? Has it ever seemed to you that it's not you causing it? What is it that makes people do strange, unexplainable things? Now, you may have been told that the mind is very, very complex and mysterious and can never be understood. That is simply not true. The mind, like everything else, functions on simple laws and in exact ways. Dianetics explains the anatomy of the mind and gives you the only means to completely eradicate its negative influence. Ken Gerbino is a successful investment counselor, former founder and chairman of the American Economic Council, and editor of the highly regarded Smart Investing newsletter.
Okay, Dianetics has allowed me to be more successful, to be happier, to be more productive. I mean, I enjoy life a lot more. Cleaned out all the cobwebs and all the hogwash that was between my two ears, or between anyone's two ears. And it's a fabulous, fabulous technology to be happier and to deal with life. It's very precise and very scientific. There's no wishy-washy, oh, I hope this works, this type of thing. I mean, there is a technology of handling human problems and human emotion and reactions that you don't want. And this is it.
L. Ron Hubbard discovered that the mind is composed of two distinct parts. There is the analytical mind, which we use every day to think with and make decisions. The other part, the source of all your irrationality, fear, and stress, is the reactive mind. Everyone has a reactive mind, but Dianetics gives you the means to get rid of it. From a simple engineering point of view, the mind acts much like a computer. But the reactive mind behaves like a collection of out-of-control circuits. It enters destructive data into the way you think and controls the way you respond to life. All your evil intentions and negative behavior come straight from the reactive mind, bypassing you, even if you know what is right. Look at the people around you. Why do they act the way they do? A person is afraid to ask for a raise. Someone who can't express love. An individual bent on self-destruction. Someone who seems to have everything, but is always angry and upset. The more the reactive mind is in control, the more irrationally you behave. On the other hand, when a person is not under its influence, they are remarkably rational. They know what to do. They are warm, friendly, and loving. They are constructive and confident and can accomplish what they set out to do. Have you ever felt like that? That's what it's like when you are not under the influence of the reactive mind. When you have fully handled the negative influence of the reactive mind, your own natural basic personality shines through. Such a person is called a clear. Dianetics has helped tens of thousands achieve this state and change their lives for the better. The last 10 U.S. Superbike champions have one thing in common. They were all personally coached by Keith Code. In 1990, Keith was named Motorcyclist of the Year by Motorcyclist magazine. But there was a time in his life when drugs were destroying any chance Keith had for success.
I had an enormous accident, terrible accident actually. I fractured my neck. And from this, I was in a terrific amount of pain. Now, the doctors did everything they could to try to handle it. And while the neck itself did heal, the pain persisted on. And I began taking drugs to suppress the pain, to get it down, because it hurt all the time. And I became hooked on drugs. End of Keith's racing career. Then I found Dianetics. And I found that the pain was, in fact, coming from the mind because Dianetics handled it. And I was no longer hooked on drugs when the pain was gone. I started racing motorcycles again. This is 10 years after. And I went right to the top of the charts in racing motorcycles here in the United States. I looked around after I felt better myself, and I saw that there were other racers out there. And they were experiencing exactly the same kinds of things that I was. With Dianetics, I became the best trainer in the world. In fact, I've trained the last 10 national champions here in the United States. And Dianetics was the basis for that. In fact, none of this ever would have happened if it wasn't for Dianetics.
Actress Nancy Cartwright has appeared on Cheers, Twilight Zone the movie, and as the voice of Bart Simpson. Her career as an actress took off 4 years ago when she discovered Dianetics and became a clear.
Well, before I went clear, my career was going okay, but it wasn't anywhere near where I really wanted it to be. It's like I had all these dreams of these goals that I wanted to accomplish in my life. I mean, big plans. I wanted to do a one-woman show, and I wanted to do a film version of it, and I want to star in a series, and I mean, it's like big things to take on. And they were just dreams. But after I went clear, I got rid of this reactive mind thing, and next thing I know, I'm totally opened up. my abilities increased tenfold. And now it's like, I look back on that and I say, well, gee whiz, I went clear about 4 years ago, and I started putting these things into action. And I look at where I am now, I'm doing things that I never thought I could do before.
Terry Jastrow was the youngest producer-director in network television sports. His career has been stellar. He has won 7 Emmy Awards for his work in sports broadcasting and has been nominated 17 times. But despite his outward success, Terry was unhappy with his life and with himself until he discovered the reason, the reactive mind.
But I found the more busy and aggressive and successful I became, the less I liked myself. In fact, I had become, I remember thinking of myself as like a monster. And even though that it was great fun on the surface, and there was a lot of success on the surface, in my heart of hearts, I was uncomfortable with myself. And came upon Dianetics and learned about the reactive mind and rid myself of my reactive mind and became clear. I am so much more at peace with myself and happy in life and really love the life that I have now. And my family life is going terrifically, and my relationship with my friends and business associates and my relationship with the world that I exist in, it's just all better. And I can trace it back to that time when I was introduced to Dianetics and became clear.
The procedures of Dianetics are now easier to learn and use than ever before. To help you understand and apply Dianetics right in your own home, the Hubbard Dianetics Foundation has prepared a special audio-visual instruction package. Here's what it contains.
The new Dianetics Do-It-Yourself Improvement Package provides you with all of the tools you need to conquer your reactive mind. I'm Judy Norton. Dianetics isn't something you just read or think about. Dianetics is something you actually do. The procedures are very easy to learn and easy to apply. I know how simple and effective Dianetics is. I began using Dianetics when I was only 13. At that time, I was terrified of auditions, which made it extremely difficult to pursue a career as an actress. Following the exact steps of Dianetics, I found the source of my fear in the reactive mind, and I got rid of it so that I never had that problem again. At my next audition, I got the part of Mary Ellen in the Waltons television series. I don't know what problems you may face in life, but I do know that Dianetics will help you get rid of them. And I want you to experience the incredible results that only Dianetics can provide. Whether you've read the book or not, this package will get you started right away. There's a new video that shows you all about Dianetics. In less than an hour, you'll have an understanding of exactly how the reactive mind works and how it can control your life. And you'll learn the procedure to handle it, demonstrated for you step by step. It's so clearly presented that you'll be able to start using these procedures right away just by watching the video. In this package, you'll also receive 4 recorded lectures by L. Ron Hubbard, the author of Dianetics. In these tapes, he personally explains the principles of Dianetics and gives you a demonstration of exactly how it's done. You'll also get a hardbound copy of the bestseller Dianetics, The Modern Science of Mental Health, which fully explains the breakthroughs of Dianetics. This book is the owner's manual for the human mind. Once you start using your Dianetics package, if you need any assistance or have any questions, there's also a toll-free Dianetics information line that you can call anytime. The Dianetics package normally sells at retail for $99.95, but we're offering it to you on this program for only $69.95 if you order right now. That's a savings of $30. Order now and you'll also receive a free Dianetics workbook and a Dianetics pocket guide, which both have all the steps of Dianetics procedure laid out for quick reference. There's no risk. If you're not completely satisfied, just return the package within 30 days for a full refund. You have nothing to lose but the destructive control of the reactive mind over your life. With this package, for the first time ever, you'll be able to handle the source of your problems and suffering. And by getting rid of it, you attain the goal of Dianetics, the state of clear. When you're clear, you will no longer have a reactive mind, manipulating you like a puppet and cutting across the dreams and goals that you have in life. Dianetics changed my life. It can do the same for you.
Order the complete Dianetics package, the video, 4 audio cassettes, a hardback book, and the free workbook and pocket guide, all for $69.95. Order now. Call 1-800-641-6622.
I've suffered for years, ever since I was a kid. I could remember with sinus pressure. And it would get so bad, I couldn't even bend over to pick up a pencil, the pressure. And as a result, too, I'd have migraine headaches up in here. So when I got Dianetic processing, it handled it. It blew. And I can't explain, you know, the feeling that I had at that time. It was like the pressure just blew. I could just feel it just come off my face, you know, and it was such a relief. I walked around for months, you know, thinking, okay, when's it going to come back? When's it going to start? It never did. It never did. It would just go on.
Sometimes if you're in the problem, you just are tired of hoping. And that's just a terrible thing. It's terrible, and I hope that somebody isn't tired of hoping the minute somebody comes and says, try Dianetics. That is the worst time to be hopeless, because that is the one thing that will work.
When L. Ron Hubbard first began his research into Dianetics, he proposed that the mind could be made to function and analyze situations without error, making correct decisions. Why is it that your thoughts and actions sometimes seem to be directed by an unseen source? Why do you feel compelled to do things that you later regret having done? Or say things that you don't really mean? The reactive part of the mind can turn you into a puppet, pulling the strings and stealing control of your life. Have you ever experienced fear, anger, or sorrow when there was no reason to feel that way? Dianetics can end the domination of the reactive mind. Dianetics is not hypnosis or analysis. When you use Dianetics, you are fully awake and completely aware of what is happening. The technique allows you to understand the past and clear away its negative influence, so that you are fully in control of your life in the present. Billy Sheehan is regarded as one of the best rock bass players in the world. He was named in the prestigious Guitar Player magazine poll as top rock bassist for 5 years. Last year, Billy's group, Mr. Big, sold 3 million records, and their single, To Be With You, went to #1 in the U.S. and 13 other countries.
Before I went clear, it was, things were a lot more dismal and dark and heavy and imponderable and just impossible. And there's a feeling of hopelessness about ever getting through anything or achieving anything. In the back of my mind, I always wanted it, but I always thought, I don't think I'll ever get it, you know. But when I actually did go clear, since then, and I really wasn't even really aware of it too much, but since then, every dream I've ever had in my whole life came true. I mean, the most impossible things that I thought, oh, this is just a dream of mine, a real pipe dream at that, but, you know, who knows, maybe someday. I mean, things that I never imagined could happen came true. And I don't think it's necessarily because of luck or because of, you know, any kind of hocus-pocus mumbo-jumbo or anything. I think it's more because there were stops that I didn't know about to achieving things. And that's basically what Clear does, is it eliminates those stops.
The reactive mind is not always active. You may have experienced times when it has moved off. When you feel good about yourself and have confidence, it is easy to make decisions and plans. This is why positive thinking and motivational tapes don't give a lasting or permanent result. At most, you get a temporary boost as the reactive mind's grip on you relaxes. You might feel great for a day, a week, or perhaps for just an hour, until something activates the reactive mind again. Then all your decisions and plans can fall apart. Dianetics isn't someone else motivating you. It isn't someone else's advice or strategy that you have to follow every day. Dianetics gets rid of the reactive mind for good, so you can take full control of your life and make your own decisions. In order to understand how the reactive mind affects the analytical mind, let's look at a simple example. A child is attacked by a dog. The child experiences physical pain and fear. Later, whenever the child sees any other dog, whether dangerous or not, or even hears a distant bark, the reactive mind activates and causes the child to again experience fear. It can even make the pain of the injury reoccur. Same thing can happen to you, and when it does, you lose control and the reactive mind takes over. In this way, marriages are ruined, jobs are lost, friendships are destroyed, projects fail, and creativity is blunted. 8-time Grammy Award-winning jazz keyboardist Chick Corea discovered Dianetics 25 years ago, and his career hasn't stopped expanding since.
When I was alone in my music room, things would just roll fine. Then when I would go on stage and be in front of an audience and be with other musicians, it'd all tighten up. And I never felt that I could let people see the abilities that I had developed or the actual ideas that I had that I wanted to deliver. Then Dianetics kind of was a great blast to me and kind of blew it apart. It gave me so much confidence that I went ahead and formed my own bands and just continued on. Using Dianetics and understanding the principles that are presented in Dianetics helped me really be able to develop relationships in the way I always wanted to.
How does Dianetics work? Let's take the case of a girl who was attacked by the dog. Even years later, she may not realize that the fear and pain she feels is coming from this incident. Through Dianetics, not only can she locate the source of her fear and pain in the reactive mind, but she can reduce its command over her actions and feelings in the present. In the course of your life, you have accumulated many such incidents. You may not even be aware of how they are affecting your life. But by using Dianetics, you can reduce the reactive mind's influence step by step, incident by incident, until its negative power is completely gone. You may think this is too good to be true, or that it just isn't possible. But how do you know those negative feelings aren't just coming from the reactive mind? Bob Adams played 8 outstanding years as a tight end in the National Football League with the Pittsburgh Steelers, New England Patriots, and the Atlanta Falcons. But a series of crippling injuries nearly ended his career until he found Dianetics.
In my 4th year, I suffered a very bad knee injury. I thought I was out for my career. A lot of people did. I was definitely out for this season. I was traded that off season, and it was kind of a low point in my career. I also went through a divorce, and it was a pretty low point. However, in the off season, I found Dianetics. Dianetics helped me in that off season to rehabilitate my body, and I also rehabilitated my viewpoint on my career. I felt very confident after reading Dianetics and having received Dianetics. I played that next season with the Patriots. I won the starting job. I had a big increase in my salary. It was like a new life. It was like a new career, and I really owe that to the discovery of Dianetics and the use of Dianetics.
As you've listened to this program, you've probably thought of some ways the reactive mind could be influencing your actions or feelings. Now you can do something about it. Here's how.
The Dianetics Do-It-Yourself Improvement Package contains everything you need to start clearing away your reactive mind. You've heard the stories of people who experienced the results of Dianetics, people who have handled the reactive mind and reached the state of clear. Each one of these people achieved this state by using the exact procedures of Dianetics. Now you can start on your road to clear with the Dianetics Do-It-Yourself Improvement Package. With this package, you can start applying the technology of Dianetics right away. First, this special Dianetics video will show you all the basic concepts of Dianetics. You'll see exactly how the reactive mind works and the negative impact it has on your life. The video also shows you step by step the procedures of Dianetics. This technology is so clearly presented that you'll be able to sit down and start applying Dianetics as soon as you've watched the video. It's that simple. Also included in the package are 4 recorded lectures by L. Ron Hubbard, the author of Dianetics. In these tapes, he explains Dianetics and personally demonstrates how it's done. You also get a hardback copy of the best-selling book, Dianetics, The Modern Science of Mental Health, the book that has changed the lives of millions. If you need any assistance or have questions about Dianetics, the package also includes a toll-free Dianetics information line that you can call anytime. The package costs $99.95 at retail, but on this program we are offering it to you at the special price of only $69.95 if you order right now. That's a $30 savings. Order now and you'll also receive, with our compliments, a personal Dianetics workbook and a Dianetics pocket guide, which both list out the exact steps of Dianetics for your reference. You have nothing to lose. If you're not completely satisfied, just return the package within 30 days for a full refund. Dianetics is the only subject that gets to the source of problems, worries, and upsets and handles them completely and thoroughly so they don't come back. Millions of people all over the world have achieved spectacular results with this technology. Now you can too. And this package makes it possible. Take your first step on the bridge to clear. Call now.
Order the complete Dianetics package, all for $69.95. Order now. Call 1-800-641-6622.
Well, my marriage was headed for divorce, and even though we loved each other, something had come between us, and we didn't know what it was. We tried everything. We went to a marriage counselor. We even went to a psychiatrist. And the end result was we still were headed for divorce. So just as I was about to file the final papers, a close friend of ours absolutely insisted, that we try Dianetics. And that was when we knew what had come between us. It was the reactive mind. So not only did Dianetics give us the tools to save and rebuild our marriage, but we love each other more today than the day we got married. We recently celebrated our anniversary with our 4 sons, and they said, "Thanks, Mom and Dad. Thanks for staying together."
There are millions of stories like these. People who are now living confident and happy lives, thanks to the technology of Dianetics. In thousands of groups and organizations in more than 60 countries, people like you are learning and applying Dianetics. Now the decision is yours. Will you begin the adventure? Will you decide to do something about the reactive mind, or will it control you for the rest of your life? Lasting happiness and personal accomplishment can be yours. You can be yourself and have full confidence in your abilities for the rest of your life. Dianetics gets results. But don't take my word for it. Try it yourself. I did. I'm clear. You can be clear too. Learn Dianetics and use it, and you'll never be the same.
Order the complete Dianetics package, all for $69.95. Order now. Call 1-800-641-6622. The preceding program was a paid presentation from the Hubbard Dianetics Foundation, a nonprofit tax-exempt organization.
Thinking about getting in shape is the first